That bottle of shampoo in your shower right now? There is a real chance it has already been recalled, sued over, or both. Not a knockoff brand. It could be a name you have used for years, sold at Walmart, Sephora, Shoppers Drug Mart, and the label telling you it is gentle, sulfate-free, or safe for daily use might be the same label attached to a class action right now. Why shampoo can go wrong? Unlike food, cosmetics in Canada are not approved before they hit shelves. Companies file a notification with Health Canada after the product is already for sale. Nobody checks the formula first. The system relies on companies reporting problems, and on Health Canada catching it after the fact. Problems like preservatives that release formaldehyde, ingredients like DMDM-hydantoin and quaternium-15 work by slowly releasing tiny amounts of formaldehyde to kill bacteria in the bottle. Health Canada permits them below strict limits, but they are also the ingredient named again and again in hair loss and scalp irritation lawsuits. Bacterial contamination in the bottle. Water-based cosmetics need a working preservative system. When it fails, bacteria can grow inside a sealed bottle already sitting on store shelves. This is not a one-time problem. It has hit 3 different shampoo brands sold in Canada in the last 18 months alone, and the same bacteria species has been linked to at least 4 cosmetic recalls in Canada since 2020. Contaminated propellants. Aerosol dry shampoos depend on a propellant to spray. In 2022, testing found benzene, a known carcinogen, in dry shampoo propellant across multiple product lines, triggering one of the largest hair care recalls in Canadian history. Unilever said it worked with its propellant suppliers to address the issue, and there has been no repeat recall of that specific product line since. But benzene in aerosol personal care products was not new in 2022, and it did not stop there either. Old Spice and Secret antiperspirants were recalled for benzene in 2020, herbal essences and Pantene in December 2021, then Unilever's dry shampoo lines in October 2022. At least 12 separate benzene-related aerosol recalls in the 2 years before that dry shampoo recall alone. In 2025, FDA testing found benzene forming in a batch of benzoyl peroxide acne treatments, a completely different product category with the same underlying failure. An unintended chemical reaction during manufacturing that nobody catches until after the product is already on shelves. Fix one brand's propellant supplier, and the same category of problem tends to resurface somewhere else. The clean label loophole. Sulfate-free, silicone-free, and no harsh chemicals are marketing claims, not regulated definitions in Canada. A bottle can carry all 3 and still contain an ingredient at the center of an active lawsuit. Now here is what we are going to do. I list 6 shampoo brands sold on Canadian shelves. I will show you exactly what is wrong with each. Then 3 brands that actually earn your trust. Number 6. Daylogic Dry Shampoo. Store brand dry shampoo sold across Shoppers Drug Mart locations. The oldest entry and why it still matters. In August 2023, Health Canada recalled Daylogic Dry Shampoo Original after determining it failed to meet Canada's cosmetic regulations labeling requirements. Over 7,300 units were already sold before the recall hit. This one is older and minor on its own. It is here because store brand recalls for basic labeling failures are still happening in 2025 and 2026, which tells you Health Canada's after-the-fact system has not caught up. Number 5. Dove/Tresemme/Bedhead Dry Shampoo. In October 2022, Health Canada recalled more than 1.5 million units of Dove, Bedhead, and Tresemme dry shampoo sold between January 2020 and October 2022, after Unilever's own investigation found elevated benzene in the aerosol propellant. Health Canada later confirmed over 100 incident reports, mostly irritation and allergic reaction. Unilever said it worked with its propellant suppliers to address the issue, and there has been no repeat recall of that specific line since. A $3.6 million US settlement over the same 2022 recall was still moving through court as recently as 2025, which is normal. Litigation runs years behind the recall itself. Number 4 is one of the most cited ingredients in hair loss litigation across North America, and it is still on Canadian shelves today. Number 4. Tresemme Keratin Smooth. Still on Canadian shelves today, Tresemme Keratin Smooth and Keratin Smooth color shampoos contain DMDM hydantoin, a formaldehyde-releasing preservative. The same category of ingredient behind Unilever's earlier Suave Professionals Keratin Infusion 30-Day Smoothing Kit, a different product the company recalled and discontinued back in 2012 after settling for $10.2 million over hundreds of hair loss and scalp burn complaints. Starting in 2020, multiple U.S. class actions made the same allegation about the current Tresemme Keratin line. At least one of those suits was later dismissed, in part because DMDM hydantoin is listed on the ingredient label. It's disclosed on the bottle and "it's safe" are not the same claim. And the litigation is a reminder to actually read that label rather than assume disclosure equals safety. Number 3. When by Chaz Dean. Marketed through celebrity infomercials as a lather-free cleansing conditioner that replaces shampoo entirely. A Canada-wide class action was filed against Guthi Ranker Canada Corp. Cedar and When by Chaz Dean Ingi in late 2016 or early 2017 over hair loss and scalp reaction allegations. The Alberta Court of Queen's Bench granted preliminary approval of the Canadian settlement on May 31, 2019, with final approval later that year, and a claims deadline of January 30, 2020, meaning the Canadian case took roughly 3 years from filing to payout, which is normal for a class action, not a sign of anything unusual. Number 2. Ren Pure Tea Tree and Rosemary Scalp Rebalancing Shampoo. Testing found contamination with Burkholderia, Caspasia, and yeast, organisms that can cause infection in people with weakened immune systems or chronic lung disease. 400 units were sold in Canada between May 10th and May 12th, 2026, before the Health Canada recall hit in June 2026. Number 1. Oribe Serene Scalp Densifying Shampoo. The most recent entry on this list, recalled in July 2026. Oribe, premium brand retailing for about $67 a bottle at Sephora, Walmart, and Amazon, pulled specific lots after detecting Pluralibacter zergovii, the exact same bacteria species found in the Amica mirabal recall back in February 2025, which pulled roughly 95,000 units from Canadian shelves and drew reports of foul odor and irritation. That is not a coincidence worth ignoring. 3 separate shampoo brands sold in Canada, Amica, Renpure, and now Oribe, have been pulled for bacterial contamination inside 18 months, and infectious disease researchers have flagged Pluralibacter zergovii specifically for its resistance to the preservatives cosmetic companies rely on. Since 2020, that same bacteria has been linked to at least 4 separate cosmetic or personal care recalls in Canada, across shampoo, wipes, bubble bath, and mouthwash. Price point does not appear to protect you. This is the most expensive bottle on the entire list. None of these 6 brands set out to sell something dangerous. Cosmetics in Canada are sold first and checked after the fact, which means the testing ground is, in practice, you. If you want to reduce that risk, always skip the guesswork and check 3 things before you buy. Before I tell you what to buy, here is how to check for yourself. The ingredient list, look for DMDM hydantoin, quaternium 15, or imidazole urea near the top. Formaldehyde-releasing preservatives. Not automatically dangerous at regulated levels, but the single most litigated ingredient category in hair care. The recall status. Before using any bottle that has sat in your cabinet a while, search the brand and lot number at recalls-repels.canada.ca. It takes 15 seconds. The scalp response. Fresh, correctly preserved shampoo should not smell off, and it should not leave your scalp itchy, burning, or flaking within the first few uses. If it does, stop. Do not push through it, hoping your scalp adjusts. Now, let me present you the hero list. Accessible, a cure. Available at Walmart, Loblaws, and Well.ca. Widely sold, budget-friendly, and formulated without sulfates, parabens, or formaldehyde-releasing preservatives across its core shampoo line. Full disclosure, Acure did issue a voluntary withdrawal in August 2025 on select lots of its ultra-hydrating shampoo over an off-spec viscosity issue. The company and retailers were explicit that there was no safety risk, and it was not a contamination or lawsuit matter. No hair loss litigation or contamination recalls on record. The right pick for an easy, affordable swap off any brand on the avoid list. Mid-range. Inner Sense Organic Beauty, available through Canadian salons and Well.ca. Formulated sulfate-free and silicone-free, built around plant extracts rather than synthetic conditioning agents that build up on the hair shaft. No hair loss litigation history. Open it, smell it. Herbal, not synthetic. The pick for anyone recovering from silicone buildup or a harsh sulfate routine. Premium. Attitude. Made in Canada. Based in Quebec. And available at Loblaws, Well.ca, and Amazon.ca. Attitude's shampoo line carries the EWG verified mark, meaning every formula is reviewed against the Environmental Working Group's strictest ingredient standards, with full fragrance disclosure rather than the generic word fragrance hiding a mystery mix. And it is Canadian. Here is your key takeaway. Most of the brands on the avoid list are not evil. They are mass-market formulas built for shelf life and low cost, using preservative chemistry that works well in a lab and occasionally fails in a bottle. Some of these problems have genuinely been addressed, but solved has never meant over in this industry. Benzene contamination moved from antiperspirants to dry shampoo to acne treatments across 3 years. Fixed in one place, it turned up in another. The bacterial contamination pattern is doing the same thing right now in real time. Amika in February 2025, Renpure in June 2026, Oribe in July 2026. 3 different brands and 3 different price points in 18 months. There is no reason to expect that pattern stops with Oribe. That is not a reason to panic. It is a reason to treat this list as something to recheck every few months, not something to memorize once and forget. You deserve to know what is actually in the shampoo bottle, whether it has been recalled, and whether the gentle claim on the front label matches what a lawsuit or a recall notice says about what is actually inside. That is not hair care snobbery. It is just information every Canadian consumer should already have. And given how this industry has behaved for the last 5 years, the next recall is a question of when, not if.